It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 181, I believe, man. We getting up there, 181. Special guest in the house today. Who we got in the house with us? You see him live and direct. Who we got in the house today?
So with it, big Johnny boy back up in here.
Oh, I'm ready. Okay, are you ready to talk some sports? Ready to talk some sports?
You already know, man. You see what I got on? You see I got that McCaffrey on, you feel me?
You know what I'm saying? So you ready? So you ready to talk some sports?
We ready.
Yes, another sports-packed episode of the Best of Bias today. Again, it's Friday. I hope everybody is having a great day. You know, I mean, either it's the end of your day or it's the beginning of your day. Whatever you time and clicked on this podcast, I'm happy you did it. I'm hoping I can, take that day to another level for you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being here again. Thank you, Johnnymac, for being here in the building. Excuse me. First of all, I like to ask all my guests, how's their mental health? How you feeling today? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Taking it a day at a time.
Day at a time.
She's been rough lately, but I'm hanging in there, slowly getting back to me.
Yeah. I feel that. Hopefully we can use this as a release. A lot of stuff on the docket today, from college football to NFL to fantasy football to NBA. Got a lot of sports on the docket to talk about. Not much pop culture because it's being overtaken. I'm telling you guys, when October hits, it becomes that sports equinox that I'm always talking about. We got playoff baseball right now. I'll talk a little about the Braves too once we get to the sports.
Baseball we got.
Yeah, baseball is hella long. Then basketball preseason started today. I didn't know the game was in Abu Dhabi, so it was hella early. Yeah, Minnesota and Dallas played out there, first preseason game. I think everybody else plays on Saturday. We'll talk about media day and all that shit too. So a lot to get to. Happy for you to be here today. Talk some sports with somebody else instead of me just blabbering on to myself about it and y'all listening to it. Now we can bounce some stuff off each other. So let's get it started. Without further ado, and again, welcome if it's your first time. Thank you for clicking this podcast, because you can be anywhere in the world. Listen to any other podcast, but you're here with me in the Best of Bias family, and I thank you for that. But let's get right into it. College football, you already know how it is. Actually, you're at the game with me, so it's just perfect. We just usually... excuse me again. When I talk about the college football, I don't really span too far across the globe. I kind of leave it kind of what's popping in my bias, whatever. And then what's kind of the central story in college football right now? Because I could talk for days. There's like 2,000 colleges that play football, and I ain't gonna talk about all of them. But Oregon, first and foremost, you already know I'm gonna start with that. Oregon took on, of course, we're number 8 now. Number 8 Oregon. Let me give them some respect. Took on, I don't know what number Stanford is. Probably like number 0.
127.
Yeah, they have to be. We went to that game to see, you know what I'm saying? I told you guys I'm going to be live in effect and show y'all how the game was going. I tried to post something on Instagram, but I'm going to get it out there for y'all to see all the sights and stuff, and a little bit of story about how it went. But anyways, we started the game. We came up there. I was kind of confident, you know what I'm saying? The place was full of Oregon fans. I don't know what's going on with Cal and Stanford. Those stadiums are fucking empty for these games. It's kind of crazy. They're supposed to be going to the ACC now, but the ACC don't want them coming if they got empty-ass stadiums. They're going to be coming over there to play it, and nobody's going to be watching. But yeah, it was a cool game. How'd you like the experience? How'd you feel about the game before I can go? I can talk for days about how it went on, but how'd you feel about it, seeing a real football team playing? I'm just playing. A real team doing its business out there at Stanford versus Oregon. How'd you feel? How'd you like it?
Nah, it was cool. That was the first college game that I've been to in a long time, actually. A long time.
Me too, actually.
So that was cool. I already pretty much knew how the game was gonna go. I already knew who was gonna win. But I was up there trying to talk my shit just to get under a couple of Oregon fan skins a little bit,
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it works for those that don't know how they usually play. I know I'm sure some of those fans in there are probably fucking sweating and hella mad. I know the one that was with us was getting kind of angry, but yeah, she was not feeling what you was talking about. But
No, I
But
knew
yeah,
it wouldn't bother you, but I knew I could get
no,
that for
yeah,
somebody. I knew I could get
yeah,
somebody.
yeah. Because I just know Stanford, they lost to Sac State. So I kind of, yeah, I think they did lose to Sac State.
Oh no.
So I didn't really
Shout
think
out
they had a
Sac
chance
State.
to
Go
beat us.
Hornets.
Yeah, I was like, I was really confident that we could beat them. But you saw the game how it started. They were quarterback sneak, quarterback sneak, quarterback sneak, and they're
Bruh.
able to get 2 field goals up. But they weren't able to score. The quarterback was terrible. I don't even know his name. I don't think it's worth repeating on the podcast.
Yeah.
But this fool, yeah, they were quarterback sneak every play. They would quarterback sneak on 3rd and 18 and just try to
Bruh.
run a quarterback sneak. The receivers when the ball got to their hands, they would be wide open and they would just bounce off their hands like they didn't expect to get the ball. Like the DB didn't really have the best position on them or nothing. The ball just hit them in the hands and they wasn't expecting it'll just drop it. Or yeah, it was just a wild game. But
That was a practice for y'all.
yeah, after the first quarter, I think they held us to 10 points or something in the first half, which wasn't, I think we went into the
I
halftime 10 to
think it was
6 or
like
something like that.
10-6 or something going
Yeah.
in.
And then after that, we kind of just shut down that quarterback sneak and we just scored almost on every possession, ended the game 42-6. But you know what I'm saying? It's just something that we do out there. We're just trying to execute and build off of last year. We went 10-3 last year. This year is Bo Nix probably last year in college at eligibility. He's been in college for like 5 years.
It better be. He been there for
Yeah.
like a decade. Shit.
Yeah, so he has to make something happen this year, and if they're going to do something, they're going to do it now. So they can't slip up. They just got to prove that they're, good and good enough to be in the college football playoff and be in that top 4 by the end of the season. And they've been performing. I mean, the week before they beat Colorado, 42-6 as well. And I feel like Colorado was a way better
Y'all
team.
better get one this year because next year Colorado coming.
Oh yeah, well, they ain't coming nowhere near us because they're gonna be in the Big 12. I'll talk a little bit about the Big 10 schedule and us playing in the Big 10 because those schedules dropped today. So there's Michigan on there. We play Michigan in Michigan this year, but next year they're gonna play in Eugene. Gonna play Ohio State, Illinois, Washington, USC, UCLA, Wisconsin. It's like there's not gonna be no sleepers there. No way to keep us out. Well, and also the college football playoff is going to be 12 teams next year. So, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're going to expand that shit. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Bo Nix, talking about Bo Nix, he went 27 for 32, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns. Troy Franklin, they shouted him out on Colin Cowherd on FS1, but they got his name wrong. They're like, that kid, Tony Franklin, he's pretty good out there. In Oregon, he's going to go, in the top first 1 or 2 rounds in the draft as well. But yeah, his name is Troy. So get that shit right. But he did have 2 touchdowns, 117 yards.
That's number 11, right?
Yeah, he had something like that the game before against Colorado too. He had like 2 or 3 touchdowns. So yeah, he's getting off. So he's going to be one of those number 1. And he still have hella room to grow. Like, cause he's still kind of thin. If you put a little muscle on too, he's going to get raw. So. And this is his
small,
sophomore,
like Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he's like, I think it's his sophomore, junior year, maybe his junior year. But if he needs to, he'll stay 1 year and just get better. Him and Jerrion play together. But yeah, that's that. We're on a bye right now. I just want to tell you guys what's going on, Oregon, a little update on us and what's going on out there. We still winning games, you know what I'm saying? We ain't been talked about as much as we were last week when we played Colorado, but we still winning games and we on a bye right now. So our hype is kind of quieted down. Let's see what everybody else does. But speaking of CU, they did play USC the following week, which was last weekend. USC won 48-41. It wasn't like that at the beginning of the game. At first, USC was dogging the shit. Right. You saw the game, right?
I didn't watch the whole game, but I seen no, I pulled up at your house to leave for the game when it was on.
Oh, yeah. They're getting whooped.
It was getting waxed.
Yeah. And people are giving him kind of kudos for coming back towards the end because, Caleb Williams, what was the stats? He went 30 for 40, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. It was his first interception of the season. Again, he had 6 touchdowns. And the last interception, he probably didn't even need to be in the game, but Colorado started to come back towards the end. And I feel like USC took their foot off the gas after they were up by so much anyways. That's why Colorado was able to come back as much as they did. But, you know what I'm saying? No hate. Again, I don't want any success from any of these other teams in Pac-12 to make it seem like I'm hating on Dion. It's just his team's not ready yet to compete with those big boys in the Pac-12. And every time they go against them, they're
they
gonna
got to
see
get
them.
the big boys up front.
Yeah,
Then they'll be good.
yeah,
Till then, they're gonna struggle against them top teams.
yeah. Those big boys are friendly, and it took us a while to get those too, so we know all about it. We knew because I mean, shit, Oregon's been good for a
Y'all would
while.
always focus on that speed.
Exactly.
And then
Now we
y'all
got the
finally
speed
getting
with
some
those
big
hogs.
boys.
Yeah. Mario Cristobal came in. He's in Miami now. You guys know that whole story. But he started to recruit a bunch of linemen, and we got a whole bunch of linemen to stay over. And then Coach Lanning came from Georgia after winning the Natty, and he's able to get a whole bunch of defensive players, defensive linemen, and keep offensive linemen as well. So once we got those two super recruiters in the system and started getting a mix of both of their players, both of their style of players, and then transfer portal this year, we got a bunch of Alabama transfers, one at receiver, one at
Go wrong
corner.
with those.
Exactly. So once we got those guys, we had a USC transfer. And the year before, Bucky was a Minnesota transfer. So it's just like a bunch of players we got recruited because of
Bucky,
Coach.
the running back.
Yeah, number 0, Bucky Irving.
Yeah, that dog right there.
Yeah, and our running back, our coach Lachlan, he's a super recruiter for running backs. We always get like top tier running backs. We're loaded. You saw how Jordan James, him and Bucky both had 88 yards and a touchdown against Stanford. Our running back room is deep. Yeah, and we're probably gonna get the number 1 2024 running back uncommitted to come to Oregon as well. It's going well. But anyway, this is about CU right now. Sodor Sanders. I still feel like he has a little bit of work to go too. Everybody's talking about him actually coming out this season, or should he stay? I think he should kind of. Yeah, me too. And I think again, with the NIL money before they start taking that shit away, you better capitalize off that, and you could probably make more money than a rookie going into the NFL anyways, just staying in Colorado. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard something. I think I heard something like he could make like 10 million or something.
10 million. That's just off of NIL and endorsements. He can do whatever he wants still to make more money on top of that.
Making more than Brock Purdy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard that story. They try to put Brock Purdy's business out there. He said that boy is still paying, splitting rent with a roommate.
Yeah.
And driving a Toyota or some kind of truck. It's like, leave that boy alone. Why you gotta put that nigga business out there like that?
Oh man, leave Mr. Relevant alone.
Right. Has nothing to do. Anyways, we'll get to Brock Purdy in a second, but that's the media do better, bro. But yeah, CU, they're 3-2 now, I would say. They're gonna play ASU this week. This is their real test right here. After winning against TCU, Nebraska, and CSU, playing against 2 tough opponents, and testing how it's a really good measuring stick for you guys in the future. But ASU teams like Oregon State's actually pretty good. Cal, Stanford's. I want to see CU just take care of those teams and Sador just continue to advance and just take care of his mechanics and stuff during that time, so we can actually see what these guys have to offer and some of these players' skill sets have to offer. Because right now, with teams that are clearly better than them, I don't think we get to really see the skills anymore. And Travis Hunter's going to be back too. So, do you think they'll rebound against ASU?
I actually haven't seen ASU play. But I think they should be able to. It would be nice if they had the boys back. But
oh yeah, they didn't have Shiloh last game either.
Didn't have Shiloh either, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's out this week too or not.
He should be back though, because they have to be ASU.
He's getting banged up though.
Well, the fuck how he plays. he be trying to hit the shit out of people.
He be thumping boy.
Yeah, he ain't no finesse ass safety. He gonna come down there and try to hit you, because he was hitting against Oregon. I ain't gonna lie. He did get ran over by one person, but he did lay some hat. I think he smacked the shit out of Bucky.
He did on the sideline.
Yeah. So
I just seen the clip of it this morning.
Yeah, therefore he needs one more year too, and he'll develop to just namesake alone. We'll give him like 2nd, 3rd round value, and then if he really performs when they go to the Big 12, he'll get up there 2nd, 1st round.
3rd year
For Shiloh.
Yeah.
Because
he was at Arkansas his freshman year.
Then
he transferred over
Jackson.
to Jackson.
Yeah. That's interesting though. Arkansas is raw.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's just SEC. But yeah, Big Ten. Oh yes, I was talking about that. Yeah, Big Ten schedule release today. That was pretty epic. I think I took a picture of some of the games that we play out there. Again, Oregon, Washington, UCLA, USC are going to the Big Ten now. moving from the Pac-12. Pac-12 is pretty much dissolving. So this year is the last year we're going to actually see all the Pac-12 stuff. So that's why I was so excited to go to Stanford and actually be able to see them play in the Bay Area, home area for the last time, because man, we're going to start crossing the country. They went from like traveling 1,000 miles to be their furthest distance to 12,000 miles to being their fucking, and that's flying, bro. Having to go to like Illinois and having to go to like Michigan and stuff like that.
So is the Pac-12 like just closing up shop, or are they gonna like try to rebuild it?
Oh no, it's gone. All the teams are leaving. The only two teams left, I
Uh,
think, are like Washington State and Oregon State. I think those two teams are the last ones left, because I think Stanford.
EOP, hold it down.
Exactly, it's like a Pac-2 right now, and that's wild. But Oregon, yeah. So we played next year. We play Michigan, Purdue, UCLA, Wisconsin, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Washington. So that, and all the home, we play at Michigan, at Purdue, at Wisconsin. So
Oh,
we
it's
out
at
there
Michigan.
traveling. Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
might
say
be
if
trying
it's
to
in
go.
Oregon. I was gonna say if it's in Oregon, shit, we may have to take us a little road trip up there.
Oh, next year they will have it in Oregon. Let me
Oh, so
see.
it's next year in Oregon? Yeah, that'll be better because we get some
Yeah,
time to, get the funds right there. So.
yeah. Let me see. In the home games for Michigan, yeah, yeah. They don't play nowhere near here. They play Washington this year.
I'd love to go watch Michigan smack y'all in Oregon one time.
Nah, I'm good. I'm happy we do play them next year, but uh we'll see about the recruits coming in next year, because Michigan's like what, the number one right now?
2.
Number two? Who's number
Yeah.
one? Georgia
Georgia.
still? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. They haven't lost, I guess. So I
Yeah,
guess
they
that's
haven't lost.
why.
That's why
Yeah.
they almost
Anyway,
lost the other day.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Michigan has played tougher competition. Georgia hasn't really played nobody yet. I know they haven't played Alabama. I know they haven't played fucking Texas yet. Or they don't play
Shit, we
Texas. They're
haven't
not
we
in the
haven't we
SEC yet.
haven't really played nobody really.
But shit, man, we haven't. Well, we haven't either. No, CU is probably the best team we played so far. Yeah, yeah, I think so. So we play Washington after this bye, so it's gonna be real tests.
Oh,
You
that's
know what
gonna
I'm
be a
saying?
game right there.
It's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a game. Some big games this weekend too. But let's hop into this NFL slate. Let's review on last week. I usually just go on here when I talk about these games. I pick games who I think is gonna win from last week, and then I come back this week and see how many I got right. But if I don't remember, I just tell them that they take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? Or go back and watch the last video. And go back
Take
and watch
my
the last
word for it.
video. It helping, just tell me if I'm, how accurate I am. I already know I'm super accurate, so you ain't got to go check. But if you want to go check to be sure, because I don't know if I highlighted them tonight or today from what I picked. But anyways, Thursday night football game last week, we had the Lions versus the Packers. That's one of the games I wasn't too excited about. Me personally having Jahmyr Gibbs on my team. Talking about it just gets me upset. The carry disparity between those two players that week was ridiculous. Montgomery coming off a groin injury, gets 32 carries to Jahmyr Gibbs 6. Come on, you drafted this running back in the first round, number 12, a first round running back, and you're not going to use him? I don't understand. And yes, and I think Montgomery had 4 touchdowns, which was also a spit in the face to him, because he was scoring off the 1 yard line. Give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs at the 1 yard line and let him score 2. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's just 1 yard, shit, Montgomery is only 1 yard too. It wasn't like he was hella efficient. This fool had like 32 carries, 107 yards. That was like under 3 yards a carry. And you just force fed him in the red zone to get him a whole bunch of touchdowns. It looked intentional. It looked intentional, Dan Campbell. I don't like that shit.
That's how I be feeling when the Eagles get down there and let Jalen Hurts fucking quarterback sneaking in instead of giving it to Swift. That got him down there.
And Swift be boogieing too.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah, the tush push, or they're calling it what, the brotherly shove is what they're calling it now, because they're from Philly. That's just crazy. But the Lions do win 34-20. Lions move up to 3-1. Packers fall to 2-2. What do you feel about Jordan Love? Have you seen him play? How do you think he can ball enough to be a replacement for Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's decent. He definitely not gonna compare him to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But he seems like he's able to hold his own. I think sitting behind Aaron Rodgers definitely helped him.
Yeah.
So, because I remember when he first was like playing in preseason, like the past few seasons, he was looking horrible.
Yeah.
And then he started. I think he balled week 1.
Yeah, he balled. Well, the thing is, he doesn't start too hot. Then he comes back
And
and
then
kind of does shit in the end of games.
like
Um, his
a
receivers are
Dakota
still,
Prescott type.
yeah, yeah. Oof. Yeah. I don't know, man. These young guys are developing kind of fast and having games, man, they might catch up to Dak pretty fast. Especially with his young receivers he had, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Aaron Jones was still balling. First game, he had like 3 touchdowns and he tore, like not tore, but like injured his hamstring. And he hasn't been playing. And he just came back last week, didn't have a great game. But Aaron Jones, having him is gonna be a really big boost to him because
It's gonna
they,
help him.
yeah, out the backfield. And once they get their
He can
linemen back,
catch out the backfield too, yeah, and get
yeah,
wiggly.
yeah, I think Zaire Alexander has been hurt. So once they get their pieces back, I think he's only gonna get
He's
better.
so good, but he stay hurt.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna just get better because the best quarterback in the division is Jared Goff, and yeah, I think it just takes a little bit.
Who's
It's
the
gonna take
Packers, Lions?
Bears.
Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins and
Yeah,
Justin Fields. Yeah.
So Jared Goff's probably the best
Jared
one in
Goff's
there.
the best one.
But yeah, that's interesting to see that divisional games. So all those games count. The Lions were able to get that one. But moving on to the Sunday games, the London game, the Jaguars and the Falcons. The Falcons lost 23-7. Jags rebound from a horrible loss to the Houston Texans. But that's the game they did the little Toy Story animation thing too. Did you see that?
Oh, when they was like doing the same play with the Toy Story, right?
Yeah, the recreation shit.
The recreation of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That's pretty. They doing some shit with that.
Yeah, they try. I mean, it's interesting too because but get your kids to watch football and learn that way and keep them entertained during the game. You're trying to watch on Sunday, you got to watch the kids too. Put them that Toy Story game. They're like, oh shit. But yeah, that's tight. But Falcons, man, Bijan Robinson's looking good, but that Desmond Ridder is not looking good at all. Quarterback was probably looking like I think he went to Cincinnati. Him and Sauce Gardner came out the same year. That year they went hella good. They were hella good in college, and they all got drafted high based off that last year they made it to the college football playoff. But Desmond Ridder's not looking good in the NFL. They got a bunch of weapons out there. Drake London, Kyle Pitts are not able to use them. Bijan Robinson, they're still trying to give the ball to Tyler Algier all the time instead of Bijan, but now they're starting to get to their senses because Bijan's raw. They still won't throw to Kyle Pitts. They traded for Jonnu Smith, but they give him the ball more than Kyle Pitts, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know about them. But the Jaguars do rebound. They still can't really score. But the Jags 2-2, Falcons 2-2. I'm happy the Falcons lost. Does that help us get in first place? I'll talk about the Buccaneers when we get closer. Rams played the Colts in Indianapolis, I think it was. They're able to win 29-23. Rams are actually impressing right now without Cooper Kupp. Their offense is effective, man.
And Puka.
Yeah, man, and Matthew Stafford is just good. He can throw, bro. Like his arm angles, he was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes as far as arm angles.
He be throwing some,
bro, and that should be accurate and hard as hell. Just zoom, 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 zoom. And he's throwing the Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, and Van Jefferson, and having like almost 300 something yards a game. You know what I'm saying? Give me him. I mean, I like Baker right now, but I wouldn't mind having Matthew Stafford on my team because he can make anything work with that system with Sean McVay. But yeah, that team all together, I don't know what it's gonna do, but with Matthew Stafford, I feel like it gives you a chance. Yeah, I mean, shit. 7 teams and they can make the wild card. I mean, they're probably not gonna win the division, but they play the Colts this week. Or not play. Yeah, well, they play the Colts today. They might play the Falcons or the Eagles. Oof, they're probably gonna lose this week for sure. But yeah, the Colts, they're impressing, man. This game went into. Did it go into overtime? If I'm not mistaken.
I think Puka caught the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, it went into overtime.
His first touchdown reception. It was the game winner in overtime.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, this fool Puka Nacua is raw. He's on some kind of crazy pace.
I was surprised that was his first touchdown. All the catches he did. He 48 catches in 3 games and shit.
Just catch that shit, get into space and fall down. I mean, shit. Yeah, he ain't trying to get hit. I feel that. But the Colts are impressing too. Anthony Richardson, first-time quarterback, hasn't really played much quarterback at Florida when he was there. But the Colts believed in him, and he's a competitor, man, running the ball. He misses some throws, but the throws he makes are kind of impressive right now and help his team.
I haven't seen him drop some dimes.
Yeah, he's been kind of impressive for a rookie. Given some of these other rookies, Mac Jones, he's not a rookie, but Justin Fields, some of these guys that were rookies and kind of haven't developed yet, just seeing the promise of Anthony Richardson and how he's playing right now already as one of the people not really highly regarded as some of these other Zach Wilsons of the world and stuff
He
like
hasn't
that.
even got Jonathan Taylor back yet.
Nope, no Jonathan Taylor back. He just came back and was activated from the PUP. Got 21 days to be put on the roster before we see what happens with him. I don't know if he's going to get traded, but him and Anthony Richardson together, I think, would be dynamic. And Pittman can get open for some more passes. Alec Pierce can make another comeback. You know what I'm saying? And that offense can get clicking because I know that offensive line's already pretty raw. So we'll see. They were able to keep up with the Rams for a while, but the Rams, they were up 17-0 actually. The Rams.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the Colts came all the way back and kind of were able to force them into overtime, which was interesting.
Oh, they were up the Rams was up 17-0?
I think that's what. Yeah, I think it was the Rams were up and the Colts were able to come back and force it into overtime. So they're resilient. But yep, the Rams moved to 2-2 and the Colts are actually 2-2 as well. Ravens played the Browns 28. They won 28-3. This one was kind of weird. There was no Deshaun Watson. I think I heard that he was like right at the beginning of the game, right when the game's about to start, he was like, I'm not playing.
And he was cleared to play, but he said, I know my body.
Yeah, and I got that guaranteed money, so it's whatever. I ain't gonna play. So that's what he did. And with that, they had to start DTR, who was a quarterback coming out of UCLA. He's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I was wondering where he had went too. I didn't know he was in Cleveland.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Yeah, and he played under Chip Kelly. So unless you get some time under your system in a new system, he's not going to be used to really making the plays that are needed to win in Kevin Stefanski's system. Because I mean, he wasn't really been starting for very long, but he was balling in preseason, doing shit with his legs and able to make some plays, kind of simulating what Deshaun Watson can bring, but he wasn't ready yet. So they were able to, Lamar was able to get them back on track, beating them 28-3. That team is very injury prone though. You hear about all the Ravens injuries and shit like that. Odell's still hurt. 17 of their running backs is hurt. Bateman, I think, is hurt. Andrews has been hurt.
Yeah, they can't catch a break. Like,
but they still somehow be winning as long as they got Lamar.
They be right there at the top of their division every year still.
Yeah, as long as they got Lamar, they can make it. But they moved up. The Ravens move up to 3-1. Browns fall to 2-2. Vikings versus the Panthers. Vikings actually get their first win versus the Panthers. Bryce Young was back. Panthers only scored 13 points. I mean, Adam Thielen's their number one receiver right now. It's not the best going on for them, but I can care less. I want them to lose every game if possible. 0-4 for them, and the Vikings actually win their first game. Justin Jefferson went crazy. Kirk Cousins did throw a 99-yard pick six, but they were able to overcome and win that game still, thanks to their defense, I believe. Vikings are 1-3, Panthers 0-4. Bengals and Titans. Titans stomped the Bengals.
That's shocking seeing how bad them boys is doing.
Yeah, the Titans smacked the shit out of them 27-3. Joey Burrow, I don't know if he's back from that calf yet. This week they said he's 100%. But you can tell in the last couple of games he's not able to plant, not able to escape the pocket, not able to make plays down the field. And Jamar Chase was frustrated. Yeah.
There's no way he's 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. And Higgins has fractured ribs. I don't think he's going to play. Taj Boyd was a no-show last game and for the first 3 games of the season. So everything that was going good for them last year and the year when they made the Super Bowl is just not going good at all. They were 0-2, and they finally won a game, I think, last week, and then they got smacked again this week. So it's bad for them, 1-3, and the Titans are 2-2. Oh. Let's speed through this because we might have to get to a commercial break here soon. The Bucks and the Saints. Ooh, let me talk about this for a little bit. The Bucks won 26-3 or 26-9. This game was kind of just total domination. Saints came in talking all that shit, thinking that this is not, or Cam Jordan, this isn't a rivalry. The Falcons are real rivals because the Buccaneers never. Nah, bro, shut the hell up. That got dominated. He got smushed all day by a first-time right tackle, Luke Gadecki, who he moved from right guard to right tackle. He got laid on all day. Derek Carr's arm is broken. He can't make any throws to downfield. That's why Alvin Kamara had 33 yards receiving, but 13 receptions. Like, it was bad. We were shutting everything down.
Kamara had 13 receptions?
13 receptions. Imagine that for PPR. 13 receptions with only 33 yards. So you got all those PPR points.
All them PPR points.
Yeah, for 33 yards. Just whack. Who else was it? Olave only had like 1 catch, and that was a screen for a couple of yards. They threw it to him.
I was happy about that because I was going against them.
Yeah. They only had a deep attempt to him, and that went out the end zone. Antoine Winfield Jr. had a game, our young safety out of Minnesota. He had a forced fumble, he had a sack, he had a pass breakup of Olave in the end zone. He had a fumble recovery. He just had all kinds of shit. He was all over the field and doing what he needs to do for that big payday that he's expecting. We didn't have Mike Evans. He had a bad hamstring halfway through the game in the second or first quarter. Chris Godwin stepped up, had a bunch of catches for 115 yards, didn't get in the end zone, but two of our rookie receivers got in the end zone. Baker Mayfield's making plays, taking what the defense gives him, can extend plays with his legs. Doing everything Tom Brady couldn't do as far as his legs. And that little bit is all we would needed to do to win a couple of games. But not saying Tom Brady wasn't great last year, but just being able to extend plays and have our receivers get open in space is pretty much all it really took for our offense to be able to move. And that'll open up our run game. Our run game is bad right now, but Rachaad White's starting to wiggle a little bit and get space now that our passing game is opening up and our short field and play action stuff is opening up. So I like that. Winning this game put us first place in the division because the Saints were first place, but now we beat them pretty bad. So we're 3-1 on a bye and in first place in the division. And Baker Mayfield.
Both your teams on buys?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to worry about this weekend. But yeah,
stress-free.
Yeah, stress-free. Moving on. Oh yeah, the Bucks 3-1, Saints 2-2. Dolphins got smacked up by the Bills, 48-20.
Yeah, after putting up 70 the week before, then just get smacked.
Yeah, Bills just kind of had the book on the Dolphins. The Dolphins weren't able to do much to them, made a bunch of kind of stupid turnovers, but the defense was, did their homework and they were all over the Dolphins and they were able to put it on them. And then when they were on offense as well, Josh Allen was able to find Stephon Diggs, make some plays and not turn the ball over. So that really counted. And the Bills were able to humble the Dolphins that everybody thought was going to make the playoffs. Dolphins 3-1 and the Bills are 3-1. Last week, because I know the Bears are playing right now, the Bears were able to actually help Justin Fields have a coming out party, I guess you should say. He had put up 28 points in this game last week against the Broncos. Everybody puts up hella points against the Broncos, but everybody's talking about how Justin Fields can't read the defense, can't throw the ball, can't make plays happen. In this game, he did put up 28 points. But the Broncos were actually able to win their first game. There's no way they could lose to the lowly Bears, but they're able to win 31-28 and move to 1-3. And the Bears are 0-4. But it looks like
he started looking a little shaky at the end towards the end of the game. He was slanging that thing in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
he started looking a little shaky towards the end.
Yeah, that offensive line is not really good at all. So I feel like once he gets a better offensive line, it has more times because again, he's playing right now against Washington.
That man, an offensive line.
Yeah, and he's making plays right now. He's dropping dots on the Commanders right now. So
yeah,
I mean
more.
Yeah, and if they probably should draft or trade for a better running back, Khalil, or Rashawn Johnson's pretty good. So maybe they give him a little try. Get one more receiver out there, and some defenders, and they'll be all right. But they lost last week to the Broncos. Again, they moved to 3-1. Bears 0-4. Commanders were able to keep up with the Eagles. The Eagles won 34-31. Eagles, they play with their food at times, play down the competition, but ultimately they show who they are towards the end of games and come out with the victories usually. Jalen Hurts got back on track with AJ Brown. He ended up getting off towards the end of the game. They won 34-31. Sam Howell's cool. But he does make mistakes in crucial moments, and he's doing it now against the Bears, and he did last week against the Eagles, which let him come back and seal that game because the Commanders were giving it to the Eagles for a while, but Sam Howell makes some mistakes against that Eagles defense. Let's see, Steelers Texans. Ooh, this Texans blew out the Steelers 30-6. Steelers offense is looking terrible. Najee, I feel sorry for you, brother. CJ Stroud is actually looking pretty good. Good performances against the Steelers and good performances against the Jags. Looking good, brother. Looking good, brother.
Need to get right, man.
Yeah, they'll get better eventually. I think Tomlin will have them right eventually. I don't know if this is gonna be this year.
Trade block out there.
Yeah, Texans are 2-2. Steelers 2-2 as well. Raiders lose to the Chargers 24-17. Raiders are 2 Raiders stings. Raiders are 1-3. Chargers are 2-2. Yeah,
so bad for the
yeah. That backup quarterback because Jimmy had a concussion. The backup quarterback didn't do much at all. But yeah, Chargers, have a terrible defense, so they were able to almost come back and win like everybody else does against the Chargers. But Chargers were able to win at the end and get a much deserved bye because Justin Herbert hurt his finger and he's tired of having to go God mode to help the Chargers win. Come on, Brandon Staley. Get together. 49ers blow out the Cardinals 35-16. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that game was a slaughterhouse. Freaking Christian McCaffrey scores like 4 touchdowns, doing whatever he wants. This is definitely not what they put up against the Cowboys. But I guess we'll see this weekend who's the superior team. Maybe the 49ers are that much better than the Cowboys, and that's the type of shit that happens. Good teams handle bad teams, and if you're not ready to handle bad teams, then you're not ready to be a good team. Cowboys.
That's what I'm happy about. That we're not playing down for these games that we know we're supposed to win. We still coming out and doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and they're doing that. And this good showing this week will put you guys up there as like prohibitive favorites. You guys don't play the Eagles this year, right? Do you?
Yeah, we play them like week 15 or 16.
Oh yeah. So when it gets down to that, you'll know who's the number one in the NFC after those games.
I won't be surprised if that comes down. If that's probably first place in the
for sure.
conference.
Yeah. Just to run through these other games before we go to the commercial break here. Patriots get blasted by the Cowboys 38-3. Patriots fall to 1-3. Cowboys move to 3-1. A rebound game for the Cowboys after losing to the Arizona Cardinals last week. I think
they thought Zeke was about to go off on the Cowboys.
Yeah, he was like, no. They shut that shit all the way down. Belichick went crazy on the sidelines. Chiefs barely beat the Jets, which was surprising on Sunday night. Jets and Zach Wilson were actually moving the ball, doing some things, but he made a crucial mistake at the end of the game to lose it in Zach Wilson fashion, and the Chiefs were able to slide at the 1 yard line, fuck up a whole bunch of people's parlays, but at the same time secure a victory. Seahawks on Monday Night Football destroy the Giants. The Giants are terrible. Danny Dimes has got paid how much money to do nothing. The Seahawks were able just to kill them on defense, and on offense when the Giants got the ball, they just gave it right back to the Seahawks and they're able to score. Seahawks moved to 3-1 surprisingly, and Giants fall to 1-3 in their division. But with that ends week 4, and we'll preview week 5 when we get back from this commercial break. I don't know how many I got right, but it's probably all of them. Again, if you guys go back and check last week's video when I picked these games, I probably won you some money. I know I probably got you some money in a parlay or something crazy like that. But if so, you can hit my Venmo up and thank me. But if I lost you some games, I'm sorry. I told you not to rely on me completely. And go get you some Sabrinas too. You see those back there? Those Sabrinas.
I was looking at those. Them fresh.
Yeah, those is pretty nice, man. Go get you some support those Oregon Ducks. You feel me? Yeah.
Oh, she plays for Oregon?
Yeah, well, she went to Oregon.
She's like a WNBA. What WNBA team she played for?
New York Liberty. They played the Las Vegas Aces in the finals on Sunday. WNBA. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how that goes. But we'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias. We got Johnny Mac in the building talking some sports.
Yes,
we'll talk about week 5, NBA, and a whole bunch of other sports things when we get back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. It's Lydell Dinero, Johnny Mac. We'll be right back. Bars. And we are back. It's Lydell Dinero in the building. We got Johnny Mac in the building. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're in the middle of getting into week 5, previewing some games. And I'm gonna throw some games at you with the spread. You tell me who you think is gonna win. I'll tell you who I think is gonna win as well. Next week, we'll check those predictions out and see how accurate we were. I say this every week, but I'll be forgetting sometimes. So viewers, let me know down in the comments how accurate I was, just in case I forget to mark down what I thought last week.
You said we're saying scores too, or just who we think winning?
Just who we think is going to win. We don't do scores. I'm going to say the spread, but you don't have to say if you agree with the spread or not. So we're going to start off. Well, we already see what's going on with the Bears right now in Washington. It's 30-20.
Mm-hmm.
30-20.
5.5 minutes left.
5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So we're not going to predict that game. It looks like I don't know. It looks like Washington is not going to be able to score. The Bears are just going to actually get their second win, I guess. Their first win. This is their first win they're going to get.
That'll be their first.
Yeah, actually be able to, pull it out and get one. But let's start with the Sunday games, though. Let's start with those. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 5.5. Of course, I'm taking the Buffalo Bills in this game. The Jags couldn't even take care of the Houston Texans, so I'm picking Buffalo. Who you got?
Yeah, Buffalo for sure.
For sure, yeah, that one's pretty easy. I mean, Jaguars could surprise some people, but I doubt it. I think
Josh Allen better throw that thing away that this motherfucker DJ Moore just put up numbers tonight. I need
yeah.
I need everybody. I need motherfuckers to go above and beyond this week.
Yeah, it's looking like it's weird because it's looking like a lot of receivers are just fucking. This is the year of the receiver. They're doing some crazy ass shit, getting a whole bunch of yards and just doing their thing. So, yeah, if this is any week to do so, I don't know how good the DBs are over there in Jacksonville, but again, they got blasted by CJ, so they'll probably win. Got Buffalo in that game. Houston at Atlanta. Houston's favored by 1.5 in Atlanta. I'm gonna go with Houston. I just feel like Houston is gonna put on a show, keep doing what they're doing. And this is their opportunity to keep working. Atlanta's not very good, so I feel like if this is another measuring stick for the Houston team, and I think they'll be able to pull this one out. What you think?
Houston, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think D'Amico and them boys got that one.
You think Houston's gonna win that one as well?
Yeah, I think I got Houston on that one.
All right, then we got Carolina at Detroit. If you notice a trend with me, I'm going to keep going against these NFC South teams. So I'm going to keep picking against them either way. But I think Detroit actually is going to beat them. They're favored by 9 in Detroit against Carolina. Carolina has pretty much lost to everybody, and I think they're going to keep rolling against against Carolina until they play us next week. We play Detroit next week. At home. So I think we can just whatever you do, Carolina Panthers, tire them out, hurt some people. Knock on wood. I'm just kidding. I don't wish no injury on nobody, but just wear them out a little bit. Who do you think is going to win this game out there in Detroit?
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. They're favored by 9.
Favored by 9.
Yeah.
I think they'll win. I don't think it'll be by 9 though.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah. Carolina got to win one, but I don't know. Detroit. We'll see. If Detroit loses to Carolina, they'll be fucking frauds. But anyways, we got Tennessee at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is favored by 1. I got Indianapolis in this game, man. I think with Jonathan Taylor coming back, Anthony Richardson putting a couple of string of games together with that experience as he's going. I think
Jonathan Taylor's back this week?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's full go, 100% healed from the ankle injury. And depending on what kind of workload he gets, that boy is back. So I got Indianapolis over Tennessee. Who you got?
I'm gonna take Tennessee.
Tennessee, you got Tennessee over Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tennessee. I'm gonna take their King Henry.
Okay, we'll see. King Henry's been doing great the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens with him. We got
that game-sealing touchdown he had the other day when he pushed off. That shit be crazy. He pushes off and then just accelerates.
Yeah, it's wild. He's pretty wild. I wouldn't even know what to do trying to attack 6'4", 6'5", like 250. It's kind of wild. Next we got New York Giants at Miami. I got Miami. No need to talk about it. It's self-explanatory. What do you got? They're favored by 10.5, by the way.
Giants at Miami?
Yeah. Yeah. And they might score 75. We got New Orleans next at New England. I got New England.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Better go stupid.
Yeah, for sure. New England at Saints. I'm picking New England because I'll never pick the Saints. What do you got?
Saints. Who's quarterback for the Saints now? Derek Carr's out. He's hurt, isn't he?
Yeah, he played last week. They said his injury is better, but he played last week. But I don't think he's actually good to go. But like Jason said, you never buy used cars.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints though.
Taking the Saints. Okay, taking the Saints to rebound and beat the Patriots in New England too. So we'll see. I got New England in that game. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has looked like a mess, but the Ravens are favored by 3.5 in Pittsburgh. I got the Ravens in that game probably. Whoa.
Got the Baltimore, but hopefully Najee actually does something. But they're going to lose.
Yeah, hopefully. You never know, though, because Baltimore plays down to their competition all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Cincinnati at Arizona.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're not very good.
That's not Pittsburgh.
Let's see. So we got Cincinnati at Arizona. I think Cincinnati's going to rebound against Arizona. But I don't know. Arizona could surprise them at home. But Cincinnati's only favored by 3. So I don't know.
It's in Cincy.
No, it's in Arizona. But I got Cincinnati, but
yeah, Cincinnati. I got them. Yeah, even with a hobbled Joe Burrow, I think they'll beat them.
For sure. And then we got Philly at Los Angeles Rams. Philly favored by 4.5 points. I got the Eagles in this game.
Yeah, Philly better win shit.
Yeah, and I think it might be closer than people really expected to be. I don't know why.
I think that's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really close game. Stafford's gonna be able to put up points, keep them around. We'll see if
that's gonna come down to who got the ball last.
Yeah, and if those lines of the Philadelphia Eagles can stand up and just push Aaron Donald around, or vice versa on the defensive side, just get through the line and sack Stafford a bunch of times. That's one thing you can do to beat the Rams is get to Stafford and sack him a whole bunch of times.
Stop Puka.
Yeah, true. And their secondary is pretty bad over there on the Eagles, so we'll see how that goes. Moving on to the Jets and the Broncos, so probably the worst game of the day. But I probably got the Jets in this game. The Broncos defense is that bad. I think this game though is run them to death with Breece Hall, and I think even Garrett Wilson will get some burn and actually do some shit in this game. What you got in this one?
Yeah, Jets,
Jets winning at Broncos. Yeah, that'll be probably a new low for the Broncos if they do lose that game. They shouldn't be losing at home to the Jets. That's pretty bad. But next game, we got the Chiefs at Minnesota. Chiefs are favored by 5.5 in Minnesota. If there's any game to surprise Chiefs and catch them off guard, I think Minnesota can do that. But I don't think they're going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win that game.
I'm going to take Minnesota on this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty close, man. I think
the Chiefs ain't chiefing.
Yeah, and they'll be tested. Addison and Justin Jefferson out there. Hawkins will get back on track. We'll see.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna come down to who makes. I don't know. Kirk Cousins probably making a turnover, committed a turnover of some sort.
If Kirk Cousins turns it over more than once, they'll lose.
Yeah. So hopefully, somebody has to slow these motherfuckers down. The Chiefs need to lose so I can stop hearing Nick Wright's mouth every morning. Then we got the 49ers and the Cowboys. 49ers favored by 3.5 points at home. I'll let you have your moment right here. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Who do you predict? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it'll be close in the beginning, but then I think second half we'll pull away, and I think we'll win by like 10. 10
points. Do you think Brock Purdy will have a good day against the Giants or the Cowboys defense?
Yeah, I see him having a good day. I know CMC gonna do his thing. I see another big game from Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is showing out this season. So he's one of my favorite players to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Debo is 100% back from his he has having rib issues last week. That's why he was questionable at the beginning of the game. So hopefully he's good to go because we're going to need him.
Hopefully he can be at least a good decoy because, they don't have more than one good corner on the Cowboys.
Exactly. And I expect George Kittle to I think George Kittle will have his best game of the season.
I feel that. I got the 49ers too in this game.
But our defense going to do their thing as usual.
Yeah, I can only imagine what the fucking world come to end if the Cowboys win this game and hear all that shit on all the TV.
If we lose this game.
Oh my God, it's gonna be it's be ridiculous. But yeah, I got the 49ers in that game, and again, they're favored by 3.5 at home, which is interesting because that's as close as it can get to being like an even game because you're automatically gonna get 3 points at home anyway. So yeah, they're giving you a half a point on top of that. So last game, I think it's going to be Monday Night Football. It's Green Bay versus Las Vegas Raiders. They're in Vegas. Do you think this is a game where Jimmy Garoppolo takes the Raiders to the promised land and beat the lowly Packers?
He playing?
Huh? I would hope so. Shit.
Is he playing?
It's a concussion, so I hope he's not out more than 1 week for it. But I hope so. I hope so. For his sake, and
I need him.
Yeah. For his sake,
I need him to get that ball to Devontae, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the last game. So yeah, again, let's go over the picks that I selected, just so you guys can get me honest.
Packers, I think.
Yeah, Raiders, Packers.
I think
I'll take the Raiders in that game though. They ain't gonna lose at home. They need this win, and I think they'll finally get one.
Oh no, I can't trust them. I'm taking Packers, and I'll never even ever vote for them. They'll never get a vote for me.
I feel that.
So Packers.
I feel that. So just to go over my picks again so that people can keep me honest, I picked the Bills over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I picked the Houston Texans over the Falcons. I'm picking Detroit over the Panthers. I'm picking the Colts over the Titans. I'm picking Miami over the Giants. I am picking the Patriots over the Saints. Picking the Ravens over the Steelers. I'm picking Cincinnati over Arizona. I'm picking Philadelphia over the Rams. I'm picking the Jets over the Broncos. I am picking the Chiefs over the Vikings. Picking the 49ers over the Cowboys, and I'm picking the Raiders over the Packers. So mark those down. Remember those. Make you some money if you want to. What I'm saying. Let me know if you win some money. If you want to help the podcast out, donate a little bit back to us. It's all good. I ain't tripping. But that's week 5 for you coming this Sunday. And again, the Chicago game and Washington game is going on right now. You guys will probably hear about that game before Sunday's game. So you guys already know by Friday what the result of that was. So yeah. Next, let's move on to a little NBA. NBA trades. How'd you feel about that Dame to the Bucks?
I was surprised when I saw that.
Yeah, that's just wild.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. What do you think about the package? Everybody's getting traded around. You got Ayton going to Portland.
But yeah, I didn't actually see the full trade.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I did the major pieces of it though. Were, let me see, it was Ayton going to the Blazers. Jrue Holiday ended up going to Portland as well. Let's see. The Phoenix Suns got somebody. I forgot exactly who it was. So they got some pieces as well. I think they got Nurkic from Portland, and they also got I don't know, they got another little piece from Portland. But mostly the big piece going around was Dame going to the Bucks to join Giannis and Middleton and Brooke Lopez and whoever else they start out there. I don't know if it's going to be Bobby Portis. I don't know if it's going to be another guard. Who knows? But that team is looking good. In the East, the Celtics also traded once Jrue Holiday got to the Blazers, they traded for him to go to the Celtics. So they got him on the Celtics now, making a big four of Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis. So, yeah. So they got the East is going to be people said that Celtics team is better than that Bucks team, but I think Dame and Giannis being together is going to be deadly.
Yeah, that's going to be. I'm telling you, Giannis better be straight working. Well, I mean, shit's here now, but he better have been working on the straight mid-range jumpers. Because if he get that down, him and Dame on that pick, oh my god!
And having Middleton to kick it out to as well. Yeah, and their rookie they got last year, he's a second year now. Beauchamp is pretty nice too. He's out there scoring 70 in Drew League type shit. Yeah, he's balling out. He might have scored like 72. But yeah, them and the Celtics are gonna be battling it out. I don't know about Philly or nothing. I'm sure James Harden's going to be traded.
Finals right there.
Yeah, I know Miami's going to try to have something to say. Who knows what trades are going to happen during the season, but I know that trade deadline's in March, so hella shit happens right there. Yeah, Jimmy Butler during media day. Yeah, that fool's an idiot. That's just his way of saying he was emotional about Dame going to the Bucks without actually saying it. Emotional, but
emotional damage.
Yeah, that fool is tripping. But I'm happy for the season to start here. But we'll talk a little bit about media day in a second. But preseason started today. They played in Abu Dhabi, so the game was hella early. It was Minnesota versus the Mavericks. Yeah, it was actually midday. It probably came like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, some shit like that. But it was interesting. Some players were back and ready to play. Some players you can tell didn't really picked up a basketball since off season. Luka scored like 25, but he played in FIBA, so he was already warmed up probably and ready to play. That boy Kyrie only scored 2 points, and he played hella minutes too, and he went like 1 for 6. So you know he wasn't shooting no basketball.
He was protesting and shit.
Doing some weird shit. But media day. Let's talk a little about media day because I got something to say real quick. Let me do my dual cameras real quick. Let me talk about this NBA media day. I got something to say to these Lakers fans real quick. For real. I'll exclude you, but I'm just talking about these other people that I'm encountering right now. Let me go dual cameras. I'm gonna do dual cameras on them, so I'm looking at here. So let me tell you guys, NBA Media Day has arrived. And as the 2023 champions, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. He's trying to walk nicely in the 2023-2024 season. Last year was last year. We were champions. I get it. We're just trying to get our rings. But Lakers fans, please leave us alone. Please leave us alone. I know what the coach was saying and all that talk during the playoffs. I know subsequently y'all got swept and all that stuff like that. But leave that in the past. Tell me, I'm telling you guys right now, all of our players are not worried about that. They haven't said one word about that. They won't say a word about that. I guarantee you. Jokic don't even want to be back in America. I guarantee you. This fool at every interview, yeah, that fool is ready to just go back and be with his horses. Y'all asking him about Deion Prime Sanders and everything like that. He don't know nothing what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You talking about beef. You talking about a rivalry. We don't want to be rivals. Y'all can't just let us have this one championship. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys are good. LeBron James, you are one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. You just leave us alone. Leave Mike Malone alone. Have different focuses, have different motivations to win this championship for you guys. I'm telling you, because when you guys play us opening night on ring ceremony, I know y'all gonna play us like it's y'all championship, but I'm telling you, you're not gonna get the same effort from the Nuggets. I guarantee you that. They ain't gonna be playing y'all like y'all want to redeem yourself from a sweep. They're not gonna be playing like that. And I'm tired of this media coverage pitting us against each other, trying to make this beef just for eternal motivation for the Lakers. Pick somebody else to be that internal motivation. Pick somebody else, because I'm not gonna have that this season. I'm not gonna have it stressing me out. I'm not gonna do it. That was just my message to the people, and I'm just gonna get off my pedestal right now. We can talk peacefully about this NBA Media Day without talking about this trash talk and without us getting dirty, because I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Anyways, let me get back. NBA Media Day. How'd you feel about your team's media day? I prefaced it by saying all that first because it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. I'm hearing the Lakers media day. I hear everything that the Nuggets is saying. I remember this. I remember that. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Why? As a Lakers fan, does this make sense to you? Do you enjoy this shit that they're doing? Do you think they need that kind of motivation to be great this season?
No. You know what it made me think of? Remember that time they showed Kobe that video when he was on what show? They showed him the video how the Lakers celebrated after getting their first win after hella long, and he was just sitting there just like,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's how I'm like, bro, why? Like,
they're making it seem like no other team besides the Lakers have won the championship before. And I know the words were said. There was some foul shit said, but me personally, Mike Malone and LeBron have a past. They know each other. I don't know if the stuff he was saying behind closed doors was playful banter between him and LeBron. I don't know, once he took it public, that's when LeBron got embarrassed and really took it to heart and was like, okay, you're not going to embarrass me in public. Now I'm going to come back with all my might to change the narrative and just be like, these niggas are bad guys. And they're talking shit to us nonstop. And they're going to be the motivation for us to win the championship this year. If I was you guys, I would try to take all the attention possible away from being swept in that Western Conference Finals. Let's sweep that under the rug and just move on to this season. There's so many other opportunities.
Let me be y'all internal motivation. What I'm gonna do if you motherfuckers don't win the championship this goddamn
exactly.
year.
There's
I'm
expectations.
going to be upset.
And I feel like that's their fallback. They're using that Nuggets series to pin these Lakers fans up against the Nuggets fans and give themselves a little bit of time to be like, all right, we're gonna get this together, but first we're gonna fuel their rage by just pinning them against this fan base. I've never ever experienced as much trolling as I have in the last year and a half from Lakers fans.
I mean, I'll just be like, this is the first time they beat us in the playoffs in how long?
I mean,
like, let them have it. Like, they got it.
They don't even have to mention it. I wouldn't even mention it, bro. I wouldn't even mention it.
So like, that's why
they forget about them that last year's champion so fast once the season start. After that ring ceremony is over, they're not gonna remember it. Even me being a Nuggets fan, I'm excited about the championship, but after the parade, it's pretty much forgotten about. So for everybody keeping this drama going on for so long, it's just bringing last season and keeping it in everybody's memory. Now, if you don't win the championship, or if you lose to the Nuggets at any point, it's gonna be the biggest deal in the world.
Better. We got We got us the roster they done put together. We better do some
No,
shit
yeah.
now.
I mean, yeah, they should definitely they put together a roster that's not necessarily full with superstars, but is
But
actually young
it's
players with potential that can actually make shit happen, which is how
AR
teams are supposed to be built.
AR-15 finna turn up.
Yeah, let's definitely see. Oh shit, I'm getting text by so many people. But yeah, I think that's how it should be, man. That he needs to take the next step. Because if anybody, him and Rui need to be, because I mean, I'm not gonna brag or say
Fuck with
anything
Rui.
about it, but new age development, how the Nuggets played. You had Jokic, of course, that's the superstar, but everybody else coming into their own and just taking that next step in development and just being consistent as possible in the best position as possible. You don't always depend on Jamal Murray. You don't always depend on LeBron and AD. Just somebody that's going to be coming with them and be
It was
constant.
Jamal Bryant in those playoffs.
Yeah, Jamal's going to be Jamal, but when he's off, we need that third person to come through and score and do its thing and be that constant presence. And we didn't have that all season, especially coming towards the end of the last season when everybody was doubting that we were a true number one seed. We didn't really have that person. KCP didn't have a great playoffs. MPJ did not have a good playoffs at all. We got lucky that Jokic and Jamal Murray played out of their minds. And we just, when we needed a 3-pointer or a shot from somebody and late in the game, there was somebody to make it. That's the recipe we had. But hopefully everybody can take another step and we can be as dominant as those teams that won champions back to back before, like those Miami Heat teams and Lakers teams. I mean, shit, man. I can't. It was a magical run. Every series, there was potential for us to fucking lose. Every from the beginning. The Minnesota series, that was disaster, a terrible matchup. Then the Suns, like what the fuck? How they're playing. We were lucky to get past that. And then the Lakers taking us every game to get past
y'all
that.
couldn't pull out none of these close ass games.
Yeah. Yeah, and they really did try to make adjustments to try to remedy that every time, and they got so close, but just at the end of the game, it just didn't come through, which I'm really grateful about. But I don't know, I don't know. The drama, it's just when you have LeBron James, you're gonna be under a microscope. So this season there's a lot of expectations, and they're expected to be great from the beginning. This time,
if he don't win me a ring this year, boy, just retire.
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
yeah, or going to the like upper management or something, but
leave me the fuck alone at this point. God damn it.
yeah, yeah, man, get young and just start developing because
Rui about to be in Rui again, but Rui about to he loved being in LA too.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get another fucking up and coming. The drafts are gonna be deep to where you're gonna get a good player eventually. Your trades are gonna happen to like once LeBron's gone, you're gonna have enough requisite pieces to make shit pop. You'll be all right. And everybody wants to play in LA anyways, but
yeah, every time you seen the camera on Rui yesterday or at the media day, he was like,
yeah, LA. Everyone wants to be in LA. Everybody wants to be in LA, and nothing's gonna change until LeBron James retires. And, I mean, those Clipper guys are hella old too, so they ain't gonna do shit anytime soon. But we will see.
Fucking Clippers.
Again, real quick, let's talk about my Braves moving on to play the Phillies in the I think NLCS. I think it is NLDS, one of those two. I'm excited to see this. Obviously, divisional rivalry. Philly's got some star power. These guys keep scratching my door trying to get out, but they're not getting out. Chill out. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what goes on. I'll be checking in with y'all periodically about the playoffs, just letting y'all know, checking in. And I know my boy Matt out there, the Dodgers are on the other side of the bracket playing the Diamondbacks right now. So I know in the NLDS, I think
it's the Yankees, ain't it?
No, the Yankees didn't make it. They're not. I think it's like the Twins, the Orioles. We have the Astros. Forgot who's on the other side. And then we have the Braves, Phillies, Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks. So it's getting close. Hopefully the Braves can get a World Series. But once that happens, man, look at Curry back there just staring at me like, nigga, you gonna let me out? No, I'm not about to let you out. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if the Braves win a World Series and if I get another championship for my team, one of my teams. Oh my God, I already won 3 and 4 years. If I can win another championship, World Series, 2 World Series in the last 4, man, I'm gonna be a different person. But anyway, let's move to this fantasy football because I finally got somebody from the league on the pod to talk some fantasy football. I'm gonna go over last week's scores. Did you win last week? Yeah, you did.
Yes,
You did.
sirski.
So we'll talk about it. Right now, let's start with scores from last week. We had me. I beat You're Not the Boast of Me, which was Sean. I won 118-86. Just a running back living paycheck to paycheck, which is Yancey, lost to Sean's championship team 109-83. Armpit, which was Derek, because he changes his name every week. I don't know. Won 133-87. Hot Boys beat Payday, which is you, John. Beat Pay Dirt 135-104. Something happened in the game.
I just looked at what DJ Moore just did.
He scored
against me this week. No, I just looked at my score that's happening right now.
Yeah, like 40
because I'm going against DJ Moore in fantasy against Tay. 52 points.
52 points.
52 points.
That might be the most ever scored in fantasy this year. I mean, this year at least. 52.
A-Chan put up 54 that week. They scored 70.
Jeez, 52. And I'm assuming he scored another touchdown because putting him up.
Let me see what. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna look this week anymore.
Anyways, Dijon's dazzling team was able to beat or lost to Cam's Catering 135-100. So the standings going into week 5, we have Cam's Catering in first place 4-0. Armpit, which is Derek, second place 4-0. Me, Mucho Dinero, in third place 3-1. Fourth place, you got you, Hot Boys 3-1. Fifth place, you got Nightmare from G Block 3-1.
After this shit.
K Swag in sixth place at 2-2. Shenanigans in seventh at 1-3. Dijon in eighth at 1-3. Pater eighth and 1-3. You're Not the Boast of Me at 1-3. Sean's team at 1-3, and running back living play paycheck to paycheck at 0-4 in 12th place. Yancey's 0-4, man.
Remember that used to be me.
Yep, holler at me for some trades, dog. I got you. And yeah, and that's it. I'm playing Shenanigans at 1-3 this week. He had Khalil Herbert. I don't think he scored. So hopefully he's down there like 7 points, 8 points.
And Tay is right behind me, I think, in the standings.
Yeah,
too.
right behind you at 3-1. So he might pass you up.
Bruh, look at these stats. 8 receptions, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Whoa, that's DJ Moore?
Yes.
What? That's the craziest stat line I've ever heard. 3 touchdowns? Well, I think Keenan Allen had something like that too, and he had a passing touchdown, which was nuts. But he didn't have that many points, so he only had 45. So DJ Moore has to be balling on top of that. Or also, I put like if you get over 150 yards, you get like a bonus.
Yeah, he had a 40-yard receiving touchdown.
No, damn, 40. God damn. Justin Field came out and said, yeah, no. But yeah, and those are the standings for this season or for this week. Hopefully everybody gets their stuff I don't want to cuss, but stuff together. Because that $1,100 is on the line. I think it's $900 first place, $200 for second place, and third place gets their money back. So keep grinding, keep making those waiver wire pulls because man, you got to get in there. You got to get in there like swimwear if you're trying to win that big money. You don't want that toilet trophy that John's been warming up for the last couple of years, and you're trying to get that. You show it to him. Yep, right there. The Best of Bias toilet trophy. You stanking right now. You stanking.
Right now, I'm in full play. You hear me?
Yeah, but we also got the belt for the champion along with the money. So you want to be champion this year. A lot of pride, a lot of props coming towards your way. But we are to the end of the podcast, man. Thank you for being here. It's like part of the podcast. Well, I'm not going to get to that yet. But I'm sure tell you guys a little bit something about what I'm watching. Loki came out. We just watched that today. We're not going to do the review today because we don't have much time. We're not going to rush that thing. If you want to come back on, probably get Damo and our AKA on here too to talk Loki. So maybe we can get you back on to talk first episode. Just let it simmer with everybody because we just watched it when it just premiered today on Wednesday when we're recording. So, or it's Thursday when it came out. So I'll let you guys marinate on it and we'll record it before we'll review it before the next episode comes out and try to drop a pod or review pod before next Thursday. So I'm a little quicker. I'm trying to get 2 pods in a week just so I get you guys, more content, more stuff to chew on from your boy. And also, we'll probably be reviewing the Ahsoka finale. That finale just came out on Tuesday, so we got to get AKA in here to break down everything that we may have missed, and that correlates with the Rebels and what's to come in the next couple of seasons. So AKA will be back. We'll have Chelsea soon. I say that every week, but I have to get a podcast structured out for her. Yeah, I got to get some shit ready for her. And then we got a new segment I'm going to bring out with Damon too. We're workshopping it. It's called Shoe and Pop. Drop or cop or something like that. So we're workshopping it, but we're going to talk about pops and some shoe releases and stuff like that, just to get a new segment in there for y'all to talk about something a little different as well. And I got some new hats I want to show you guys, you know what I'm saying? To reveal some of the new designs that we do got, you know what I'm saying? New Growly, you see them, but we added the Thunderbolts on the side, and we're going to get the lightning bolt pins on them as well. Pretty cool. With the truckers, we put the Thunderbolt on the side as well. Two-tone. Again, if you guys know, I have to get the Thunderbolt pin. I have them on a lot of the other hats. I know that's the one you wanted here, but this is that navy blue trucker. But yeah, hit me up, everybody, again, for the merch. You already know where to find it. It's the Best of Bias merch. I got plenty. I'll check out the Instagram, because I will be putting up a lot of pictures of the new merch here soon. All the merch I have. Still have Hard Eyes, still have the regular Growly stuff, and I got that new stuff too. But we are at the end of the podcast, where I like to let them know where to find me. I have to get these little doggies outside. Look how she's hella mad at me. I'm not letting her out the room. But J-Mac, let them know where to find you at.
Find me on Instagram at Johnnymac650 or on Facebook, John McDowell.
What about the streaming?
I have not been streaming. My PC has actually been giving me issues. It's not been able to handle the game and the stream. So I haven't been streaming. I've still been playing, so I'm still doing the Grand Theft Auto and shit. But I haven't been able to stream because I need to upgrade my PC a little bit so it can handle being able to play the game and stream off of the same PC.
I feel that. Well, hey, once you get it up and running, just let me know so I can plug that for you and everybody can check you out. You know where to find your boy at. It's SZN2 on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Everything else, you can search me, and then you'll find me. You know what I'm saying? Best of Bias Podcast. You can find us, type that in the internet. You'll see the YouTube pop up, and you'll see the Instagram as well. Best of Bias on the Instagram, Best of Bias Podcast on the YouTube. AKA has 192 videos, maybe 93 at the point of you're seeing this. Videos on the YouTube. He's done great work with all of them. So check him out, like him, subscribe, tell your friends, hit that bell so you don't miss any of those new videos. Because we out here, man. We're just trying to get more and more content for y'all to chew on. We got another tournament that just dropped, the Anime Kumite Secondary Character Tournament. Just dropped yesterday, Wednesday. So we get that video coming soon, and of course this video is coming soon as well. So we're keeping that shit going. So go check it out, and just let us know we're doing a good job. And of course, again, for that merch, hit us up. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's going to be everywhere soon. So y'all motherfuckers might get it now, because once it's gone, it's going to be gone. It's going to be exclusive. You know what I'm saying? One of one styles. I'm going to keep elevating the styles. I don't know if I'm going to go back unless they're special requested. So get yourself some Best of Bias merch. Go follow Johnnymac650 on everything. You know what I'm saying? Go follow him on everything. Follow us on everything. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, man. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, where you click and you getting that bias. Where that theme song at is right here. Never forget. Smile, stay hydrated. Yeah. And listen to the Best of Bias Podcast, I guess.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.